Hello, everyone. Welcome to Assistive Tech and Adaptive Creations Meetup, organized by New York City chapter of Makers Making Change. I'm your host, Farooq Zia. I'm one of the New York City chapter leaders, along with Loretto and Chris. This Zoom session is being recorded, and recording link will be available on our Meetup page after the session. If you do not wish to be recorded, please turn off your camera and microphone. Please keep your microphone muted during presentation. There will be a question and answer session after the presentation. Today we have 1 hour virtual workshops to explore the transformative potential of AsTeRICS Grid, a free and open source augmentative and alternative communication app designed to bridge the communication gap for individuals with speech and language impairments. AsTeRICS Grid offers a versatile and customizable platform that empowers users to express themselves effectively. Our presenter today is Benjamin Claus. He's a dedicated technology professional with a strong background in computer science and focus on human-centered technology, with a particular interest in augmentative and alternative communication. Benjamin is committed to developing innovative solutions that empower individuals to communicate effectively. Their passion for open source principles and collaborative approaches ensures that their work has a lasting impact on the AAC community. Please welcome Benjamin, who's joining us from Vienna, Austria.
Yeah, hello everyone. Maybe can you give me the right to share the computer sound? Is it possible? Because it will be good for showing AsTeRICS Grid.
Yes, you have the right to share screen, and I'll enable the audio. I thought I did. Let me.
Because I see the checkbox, but I cannot check it to share the computer sound.
Right,
but if it's not working, it's no problem then.
I'll try to enable it in the meantime. If you like, you can start your presentation and then.
Okay, then I will share my screen. So also, sorry, it's now, I think it's the wrong one. So can you see the slide?
Yes.
Just the slide now? Okay.
Yes, that we can see.
Yeah. So hello again from my side. It's an interruptive start for the presentation. Yeah, I will introduce AsTeRICS Grid. It's a flexible web-based AAC app, and it has additional capabilities like environmental control and media access. Yeah, I'm from the Technical of University Applied Sciences, Technical of University of Applied Science Technikum Wien, so that I get it right. And yeah, just some, that's a short a screenshot of AsTeRICS Grid. So that's what my presentation will be about. But before, some background information. So the fundings for AsTeRICS Grid, it was mainly developed in research projects at the University of Applied Sciences Technikum Wien, and the projects were mainly funded by the City of Vienna. And there is a second funding by netidee, which is an open source funding here in Austria. Yeah, there's a quite long history of research on assistive technologies at our university. So since 2010, we had several projects, and this is the core team within this area. So before focusing on AsTeRICS Grid, I am showing some other research results, which are more hardware-based. So we have the lip mouse. It's a finger or lip mouse. So it's maybe similar to the lip sync you know maybe from Makers Making Change. And then we have Baby. It's the flexible button interface. It's a box which you can connect to smartphones or computer and connect buttons to it and control several things. Yeah, all our research results are published under free licenses. So this is important for us. We are funded by public money and we want to give back our results to the public. I will start with a practical example of our work. So we do work with clients. Sometimes they come to us to the university. Sometimes we come to the hospital. And here we have a client with locked-in syndrome, and they tried a very expensive eye tracker device, but it didn't work very well for him. And then we tried a more tailored approach. So we used this red button. So he wasn't fully locked in. He could move his finger or his hand a little bit. It was enough to press this button. He laid the hand on his ball, and then we used AsTeRICS Grid on this expensive eye tracker device, and he was able to access the app with scanning. Yeah, and it was a huge success for him, because before he could just communicate with eye with like yes, no, indicating with the eye. So looking up was yes, and looking down was no. And this, of course, it was really frustrating for him. And the first thing he tried in AsTeRICS Grid was to open a YouTube video, and so he wasn't interested in like saying something to us, but just watching a YouTube video on his own. And I think is it what it is all about, that people just can be more independent, communicate, or also like access media if they like. Yeah, the story continued, and after some time he could use his fingers a little bit more. So we had some of these micro switches, which are also like self-made with a small 3D printed enclosure and very little switches. So I show it to the camera. So it's like really very small, and needs needs very little force to activate it. And yeah, his force with the fingers was enough to activate them. And we had 3 of these switches, which can control the mouse cursor of his computer, or in fact, it's the eye tracking device, which he's now using as a normal computer. And then he was able to use WhatsApp, chat with his family again. And yeah, it was a great success for him for independent life. So that's how we work, how we're trying to like tailor devices to the needs and the capabilities of the clients. And yeah, I'm always showing this example to show that an inexpensive solution doesn't automatically mean that it's a poorly working solution. So often self-made hacking solutions, simple, cheap solutions are, if they are tailored to the user, are working better than very expensive devices which are not configured in the right way or adapted in the right way. Yeah, then just some sentence about augmentative and alternative communication. Probably most of the viewers know about it, but yeah, what is it? It's about helping people to communicate who cannot communicate normally, like with words, with speaking. And in general, there are many types of AEC also AEC is the abbreviation for augmentative and alternative communication. And there is unaided, so without the requirement of additional tools, and aided AEC, which uses additional tools or devices. And so unaided would be, for example, body language, gestures, something like this. And aided, you can split it up in low tech and high tech. So low tech would be things like speaking buttons, a button where you press and it just speaks one word, or high tech, then we are in the we coming to this so-called speech generating devices. And so these are like iPads or special devices which are really created to create speech with a computer voice, and also have like grid-based symbols and words. So I'm just showing this to show that we are in a small field of AEC when we are talking about AsTeRICS Grid and these apps, and maybe it's not the best thing for the client to use exactly this type of AEC. There are many others. So yeah, it's like a big field, and you can research in the other areas too, not only on apps and speech generating devices. Yeah, and now we are talking about apps. There are also different kinds of apps. Most are grid or symbol based. So like the screenshot I've showed in the beginning, it's a grid of symbols and words. And yeah, of course, there are also many apps. Some of them are commercial, some are not. And in Europe or in German-speaking countries, we have, for example, MetaTalk, probably not so well known in the US. TD Snap by Toby Dynavox, I think this is maybe more known. And so these are commercial tools. And here on the right, we also have some free tools. And here we also have AsTeRICS Grid, which I will now focus on. But the important thing to keep in mind is that there is not the best tool for which fits for all, but it depends on the client which app or which tool is fitting best. So coming to AsTeRICS Grid, what's the basic characteristics of AsTeRICS Grid? First, it's for all platforms. You can use it on Android device, iOS, Windows, Linux, computer, or tablets or smartphones. And this is working because it's web-based. It's running in the browser, and all of the platforms have browsers and can access the web. And yeah, so it's a good thing. And despite it runs in a browser, it's also usable offline. So if you're opening the app once, you can use it without internet connection afterwards. So you can use it like a normal app, but it's running in the browser. For layout, you can completely freely adapt the layout from very simple to very complex. And yeah, as said, it depends on the person which uses it, if you're doing some simple or complex. And symbols, we have integrated open licensed symbol sets. So you can search for the symbols within the application and directly use them. For example, the Arasac symbols. And you can also use symbols from commercial symbol sets, but then you have to use the tools of the commercial sets and drag and drop the images or the symbols into the application. Yeah, I will simply show the yeah, okay. I will simply show the application, and I'm not sure if you see it. Maybe I will stop the screen sharing and start it again.
Yes. I also tried checking to see for sharing audio. I mean,
yeah, it's working now. I can now check
okay,
it.
that's good. That's good.
So I would like to share the whole screen, but it's not working. So I will go to Chrome now. It's okay. Do you see now the Chrome window?
Yes, yes, we see the
Okay.
window.
Yeah, I'm in a incognito tab,
Mhm.
just to show it how it looks like if you open opening AsTeRICS Grid the first time. And you have just to type grid.asterix with cs.eu in the address bar, press enter, open this web page, which is the app. And I will switch to English here. So at the first start, the question is, you can use AsTeRICS Grid without registration or with registration. Just for testing, it's the best to use without registration. And if you register, you get like username and password, and you can log in on other devices. The idea is if you like create a configuration for a specific person, then the person could take the configuration to another device and also use another device. But yeah, for the first test, just we're just using without registration. And then there's like this selection. You can select where do you want to start from. You can say empty communicator, so like build everything from scratch, or you can start from some example and then adapt the example. Yeah, this communicator by Arasac is quite complex and has many words and many concepts in it. Then we have this AsTeRICS Grid default. It's like a medium complex configuration and some other configurations. I will start with the AsTeRICS Grid default. I will say use it. Then it's downloading it, importing it, and now we have like this grid of words and symbols. And by default, there are some categories like eat.
Eat.
Did you hear the voice now, the computer voice? Yeah. And predefined sentences like,
I want to eat something. I want some water.
yeah. So there's some predefined things, and it's working intuitively by just clicking on these elements. At the top, we have this bar where you can go to the home screen again. And yeah, there are many predefined things, but you can really easily adapt them. So, for example, go to About Me.
About me. This is me.
And you see there are some things predefined, but many empty things. And it's very easy to adapt this now. I'm showing how it's working. You can go on Editing on the top. Then you are like in the edit mode. You can drag and drop the elements, rearrange them if you want. You can make them bigger or smaller, or you can edit them. So right click, edit, and then change the text. For example, my name is Benjamin, or I could use one of the empty elements, edit it, and say, I like pizza, for example. Then I can go to the image tab and directly search for a symbol for pizza and select this here and OK. And I've created a new element with a custom text. When I'm finished with editing, I can choose editing off at the top. And I'm back in the user mode where I can select the elements.
I like pizza. My name is Benjamin.
Yeah, so that's the idea of altering the configuration and adapt it then to the needs of the user. Yeah, that's the basic concept of the application, and now there are many more things to explore. For this, I will go back to the presentation. Yeah, normally, I will then ask the participants if they have any questions. So if Farouk or Loreto have any questions, just ask, just interrupt me, please.
Yes, sure. We do have questions. I'm hoping we'll still get a few more genuine participants back, but yeah, we can ask questions once you're done.
Okay, yeah, then I will just continue with presenting and ask the question at the end, but you can also ask in the middle if you want.
Okay.
Oh, I'm actually curious. Can you click on the environment one? Is that for environmental control?
Yes.
Environment.
So we have some predefined things here like radio on off. Radio, it's not really environmental control, but it's just starting.
Radio on off.
Sorry, I think it was now loud. It's just starting or stopping the integrated web radio playing. But then you can also do things like TV control or lights. But if you want to use it, you need like the external configuration for it. So you need like OpenHub. It's an open platform for smart homes and automation. And if you have like such a configuration in your home, then you can connect AsTeRICS Grid with this configuration to control it from within AsTeRICS Grid. So for the environmental control, of course, you need some external things also working where AsTeRICS Grid can connect to it then. Okay, so I will now switch back to the presentation. Yeah, and I will now try to simply go shortly through all the features, and then I can show again some features in more detail if you want. So for AAC, there are other features like keyboards. So you can create like very customized keyboards, also with word prediction. So a customized keyboard like this maybe makes sense if the user is using a single button input like scanning, then this will be more effective to input like compared to another normal keyboard. Then we also have word forms. So in an element like, for example, be, a verb, you can in the background define forms of this verb like am, are, is, I am, you are, he is, we are, they are, and so on. And then link it with the elements for the persons. So for example, if I then select I, it automatically changes to am. If I select you, it automatically changes to are, and it then can like write grammatically correct sentences like I am, you are, he is. So this is a relatively new feature. Input methods you can use like scanning with buttons. You could theoretically connect it with other sensors so like controlling the whole thing with EMG sensors, so like muscle sensors, with head tracking, eye tracking, whatsoever. So there are many possibilities. Media access, I've already told about. There's the possibility to search and watch YouTube videos within AsTeRICS Grid, and also to hear web radios. Environmental control, we have the connection to OpenHub. Then we have the so-called AsTeRICS framework. So it was the predecessor of AsTeRICS Grid. It's another project where you can like connect to other interfaces like K and X. It's like a smart home interface, and do like connection in this way. And there's also a generic way to connect to HTTP-based APIs, like any generic REST API of any smart home device whatsoever, and to control it via HTTP. Then it's also possible to use the grids you have designed on paper, so you can print it to PDF or then to paper, and use paper-based AC things. Multi-language, the whole app is now translated, I think, to about 15 languages, and the content can also be translated to any language. So it's not automatically translated, but you can translate it manually, and make configurations which are like multilingual. And computer voices are also available in most languages, but this is depending on the device. So it's using in the background the voices which are installed on the device, which vary from device and operating system to operating system. User management, you can, as I already said, create users for single persons. So the idea is I have a user, I want to create a specific configuration for the user, and then I can create a user with a username and a password for this user, and you can then use this configuration on any device he wants. He just has to log in to the user. So maybe from the therapist point of view, you could also have then like a list of users where you can very quickly change between the users. So if you have like the therapist with the first user and afterwards the therapy with the second user, you can simply switch between completely different configurations. Yeah, that's just a simple animation for the synchronization. So there's like a real-time synchronization. If you edit something on one device, it's automatically synchronized to the other device. Yeah, so this was a very quick overview of the most important features. And yeah, we can look to one of these features in the app if you want, if you're interested in any of these features in more detail. What do you think would be the most interesting for your viewers?
I think, first of all, it's just amazing that the amount of detail that has gone into creating this app, and a lot of connections to other applications and hardware devices. And so it's just, I'm just, amazed because of also so many variety of features. It says here in the key features. So just like Lorato, I was interested in knowing a little bit more about environmental control, because I believe that connects to hardware also, sensors and output devices. And I guess you're using standard interfaces like USB connections of those devices, or do you have a particular like custom way to connect hardware devices besides the standard connections such as USB?
Yeah, so it's not possible to like directly connect to USB devices, but it's possible to connect to other systems or devices which have like an API. So I can show it here again. I will have to stop and start it again now. So do you see the grid again? Yeah. So I'm again going to editing on, and for example, here the TV on off. I can go again to edit, and now we have this actions tab. So this is also like a general concept of AsTeRICS Grid. You can add actions to an element. So if an element selected, these actions are performed in the background. So the standard action is speak label. So with the computer voice, the label is spoken. But if we now like want to control a TV with it, we can use another action here. And for example, here's the open hub action. I can add it, and then I have to input the URL of the open hub instance, fetch the items. It's not working right now because I have no open hub installation available right now. But then you would see which items are there and which actions are there, and you can do any actions on these items. So if you have a smart TV which is like connected to the open hub configuration, you could control it in this way. Another action which you could use, I will delete this again, is the HTTP action. here you can just simply, so if your TV, for example, has a standardized API, I don't know if such TVs exist, which is a REST API, so just like the IP of the TV and then some commands, you could insert the address here and send any HTTP data. So some smart home interfaces have an API like this, some not. And what's also possible is a so-called UART action. So the thing which I told you before is not entirely correct, that you cannot directly connect to USB. If your USB device has like a UART interface, so a serial interface, then you can connect to it directly from the browser. So you can select if you want to connect to Bluetooth device. So there's serial or over Bluetooth, or a normal serial connection via USB. So both is possible. So for the makers, it's probably interesting if they want to buy a cheap Arduino, which you can connect via USB and using the serial interface like serial.println and so on, you could with this select serial here. So it's the serial interface from the Arduino in this example, and then you could send some data to this serial interface. And then in the Arduino program, you could receive the data and do whatever you like with the Arduino. Yeah, and
maybe it would also be interesting to show what's also possible with UART action using the PUC.js device, because and you can wirelessly send JavaScript commands to that microcontroller and interface toys, for example, and so on.
Yeah, I will just go to AsTeRICS.eu. Okay. I don't know why the why the HTTPS certificate wasn't working, but
Yeah, so
we can.
yeah. In the meantime, I would just say, I mean, I'm just amazed at the level of detail in the background to connect through so many different hardware and software protocols. That's just amazing. And I think Loretta was asking a question. It would be helpful to, she put it in the chat, it would be helpful to see how to set up with word prediction and dictionary. And I would add one more thing to that. Among the key features, if you can point out, some things are obvious, but if you can point out what are the features most useful to a person with disability, you know, like something that the occupational therapist would be interested in, what are those features, if you can point those out?
Yeah, it's depending on the clients. So if you have like logged in persons, which was the example from me from before, from my side, it's very different. So for him, the YouTube feature was the most important thing, but for many like children with autism disorders, they just need like the language, the communication things with the symbols. So it depends on which area the therapists are working, which is the most important, I think. And yeah, maybe about the PUC.js, what Martin was telling, it's way more in detail. I will just send you the link to the tutorial, and you can link it with the presentation then maybe.
Okay. Yeah, so if you can just say a little bit more about the word prediction dictionary word form that you were talking about to create a sentence.
Yes.
Just say a little bit more about that, because I think that's something many occupational therapists
yeah, so we
find
have
useful.
Yeah, we have in this default grid set this keyboard. But I want to note that it's possible to rearrange the keyboard as you like. So you can also go to edit. You can remove some of these orange elements here. You can do another layout if you want. So you can freely edit it. But this is like a standard keyboard. And here the orange elements are now like prediction elements. So elements where you can suggestions for the words while you're typing. And to get suggestions here, you have to add a dictionary. So here on the left, we have manage dictionaries. And then we can import a dictionary. And here you can select which language. So I will now use AsTeRICS Grid default English. So it's just a dictionary with the most common words in English. I can import it. And after I've imported it, if I go back to the keyboard, now we see the most common words in English. And as I type, so for example, hello is not here. So now it's saying hello. I am Benjamin. So Benjamin is also in the dictionary. And if I'm using this on a regular basis, it's learning. So if I delete now this sentence, the most common used words of the client are stored, and I can hear like hello, I am Benjamin. So it's automatically like suggesting the correct following words of sentences you have already written. Yeah, that's I think the concept of the dictionaries. And you could also like add another dictionary here and manage dictionaries, import, for example, also the German one. And then I will get German and English suggestions in this dictionary. Yeah. Okay, any other things I should focus on?
Thank you very much for explaining that. I was just wondering about a little bit of background. It seems like incredible amount of work and detail has gone into developing this application. Could you say a little bit about the background, like how long it took to reach this stage, and is it open source? I'm assuming that people can use this app for the interfacing, with their own applications.
Yes. Yes, so it's open source. So as I said in the beginning of my presentation, this is like our mindset that everything we are developing, we are publishing under free licenses because we are funded from public money. And yeah, when did we start? I think 2018, so 6 years ago about. And it started very simple. My project leader, it was Chris, he said, hey, Benjamin, would you like to start something on AEC? Because we have many requests about AEC and we haven't done anything about AEC. And then I just started, and at first just like a little project for me. And then I think 2021 or 2022, I think, we suddenly got the email from Arasak. So it's the creator of the big, well-known free symbol set. And they said, hey, we have discovered your application and we like it, and would you like to collaborate? And then they gave much feedback, and we added more things which were important, and then they started to posting the things. So like the info about AsTeRICS Grid on their channels on social media, Instagram, and I think they have over 200,000 followers on Instagram. And then, of course, the usage numbers exploded. So before we had like 500 users in a month, and now we have, I think the latest numbers are 10,000 per day. Yeah, and that's the story of AsTeRICS Grid.
That's incredible. Yeah, it sounds like a very big success story. I was just curious about something that just came to my mind, that you have all these different ways to interact with the app. Is it possible to use sign language as form of input? Like one of my students did a project, just to give you a quick background. They used camera and the camera would recognize the sign language, and then it will translate into words, and then those can be used to
Mm.
interface with an app.
Mm.
So any possibility of incorporating or connecting with sign language input?
Directly
In the
not
future,
until
maybe?
directly not until now. So we are more like experts on alternative input methods. So like scanning, eye tracking, whatever. And Martin did also some work on like gesture input. So like doing like a gesture with your face, like opening the mouth, and this opening the mouth like triggers a key on the keyboard. And this you could also use to control AsTeRICS Grid. So just with gestures of your face, like blinking or whatsoever, you could then control AsTeRICS Grid. But like the direct link to sign language, we haven't really thought about it until now. But as I said, it's open source. So if you're interested, or any of the makers, you could fork the project, do a pull request, whatsoever.
Yeah, it's incredible. I'm sure, I don't know explicitly, but I'm sure there are some sort of image recognition type apps that recognize sign language using a camera, and that so it may be possible to interface with an application
But the
like
question
that,
is, I think you always have to ask the question: so what is the real use case for real users?
Mhm.
Because often, like, some technical stuff is amazing, or it's to think about it and to try it out if it works. If I can like do sign language, and then the written language just comes there. But I think it's important to always focus on real persons, what real persons are needing, and if it's really a person who is signing and wants something like this, yeah. But we also have the experience that sometimes we had great ideas in our technical field, and hey, we could try this, and then it was never really used in the practical field.
Yes, and I think one thing you said is it's good that it's open source and other people can contribute to this and add, like if they find some other form of input useful, they can there's an option for them to collaborate and add more functionality to this app in other forms of input. But it was amazing to see that you're already thinking about using facial recognition. That can be a very useful way to provide input, just using your gestures and head movements, etc.
Yeah.
I had a question about the like as an OT, we work a lot with writing and students writing, producing work, and it kind of gets me to think about, oh, this keyboard layout and the ability to, like, it could really speed up typing instead of using, like the typical on-screen keyboard scanning. Is there a way to like export the message window as like a word processing, or like
Like to copy the
Okay.
content of
the window? Yeah.
the copy of the content of the written sentence, for example.
Yeah, or like
it's
send it to like a Google Doc or send it to a Word.
yeah,
Or...
it's so copy is possible. So I will simply show it.
Mhm.
So if you're now typing something,
Mhm.
sorry, whatever. I've typed something, and then I could click here on the copy, and then it's copied to the clipboard, and I could like insert it anywhere else in another app.
Got it. So is there like a way, I'm just thinking of like how a user might be able to, like if they're only in that app, like is there like an API or something that we could program to a button that would send it somewhere to like a document, or does that exist? I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
Aha.
because if you're only in
you're
AsTeRICS Grid, if that's the only thing you can access, you don't have like a computer, like eye gazer outside of this platform.
Yeah,
Like
I
a
Okay,
think
way to
if I may interrupt just for a second, I think what Loretta was saying, I believe, is something like we have this share option in many phone apps, etc. Whatever is on the screen or text, you can share it with many other apps through that share API. Like they provide a share button in many apps these days, and the information that you're looking at, it can be sent to WhatsApp or to some other app, that will accept that type of text.
So yeah, I don't know if it's possible to like this native share function. Yeah, I haven't looked into it, but yeah, I would have to do some research for it. But I don't know if I understood it correctly. Maybe it will also be possible to like click on a button and then send this text in the background to some API via
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and this isn't implemented right now, but it would be definitely possible because we also already have this, which I showed, this HTTP action,
Exactly.
and now you can just do like a request
Send it
which
to a Google
with
Doc, like append it to a
yeah
Google Doc, right?
yeah. Now you can define the like fixed data here, but we could add an option like send the current data from the bar. That would be possible. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is, you just have to play around with it, but it is possible, right?
It's possible to implement. So it's not possible right now with the existing act, but it's possible to implement. So you would have to create an issue on GitHub and ask for someone to implement it. And maybe I have the time to implement it somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe we can find someone, because I think, yeah, I mean, I think Google Docs has an API. So that might be, okay, cool. Oh, exciting. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that was a very wonderful presentation, and thank you very much, Benjamin and Martin, for joining us. And we'll make the recording available on our the meetup page, as well as I'll send you the recording link by email also. You can share
Yeah.
with your with people on your side. And I would just like to say, thank you very much for this wonderful presentation. I enjoyed it very much because now I see a lot of details that are directly relevant to, I teach embedded systems and computer controlled devices type of courses, with using different languages. So this is, it's already making me think of some of the projects I can assign to my students that can make use of the AsTeRICS Grid interface.
Yeah. We're also using it in our university for student projects because it's like very flexible and you can do many things with it.
Yeah, thank you for sharing this amazing, resource.
Yes.
And we hope to have, more presentations about your work in the future.
Yeah.
So, we'll stay in touch.
Yeah, feel free to contact us again, and thank you to give us
Thank you very
the
much.
opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, Loretto, any last minute words?
No, I just have a question about where the server is hosted. Do you know if it's in Europe or in the US?
So there are two parts of the server. So the application itself, it's hosted with GitHub. It's called GitHub Pages. So it's quite independent from us. So if we cannot maintain the project any longer, it will still be there because it's like hosted via GitHub. And the second part is like the servers for storing the data of users in the background. So if we're not using like just the local version, but the synchronized version, all the data is synchronized to another server, which is hosted by us. And this is, I think, hosted in Germany. So we're using a German provider. But it's important to say that all the data is encrypted end to end, so we cannot even read it. We often get requests like recover, please reset the password, but we cannot do it because we don't have access. And yeah, that's the two parts where the server is hosted.
Yeah, because we're dealing a lot with student privacy data laws and all that.
So we designed it like privacy by design, that we don't have any issues with data privacy because we don't have any access to any data.
Thank you. Very helpful.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And, have a good evening there in Vienna.
Yeah, and good day in New York.
Thank you.
Thank
Good.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.